It's 2021 and I am called to do a 40 days of silence retreat. And I go and do it. And here's the most important lesson that I learned through these 40 days of silence. So the retreat began with 10 days in a darkness room, another video for that, and then 30 days, just a normal retreat. So this was a solo retreat by myself and in a beautiful retreat center that hosted seekers who wanted to do their own solo retreat. And I had taken a vow of silence. So didn't want to speak, chose not to speak, chose not to audibly sigh, chose not to not to sing, not to do anything, not even a mantra. And it was powerful. I love moving my energy outwards through speaking. And I have lived nearly every single day of my life, except a couple of days that I had chosen intentional silence while I was getting ready to go on this retreat. But apart from them, I have lived every single day of my life as an absolute chatterbox in a lot of ways, expressing, communicating. And this was a huge pattern interruption for me, as there are a lot of patterns connected to how we express, to how we communicate, and to this process of being in verbal exchange all of the time. So I was contemplating while I was on this retreat, if I could talk right now, what would I want to talk about? And the thing is that I wanted to talk about the process that I was going through, the things that I was struggling with, the things that I was finding hard. And I was really noticing the category of these things. And the category was complaints. Like, you want to speak in order to complain. You want to speak in order to be heard. You want to speak in order to process. So those were all of the reasons. And then I went behind that and I asked, so if you want to speak for these reasons, what is it that you want to get from this situation? And I soon was able to see what I really wanted to get and to give that to myself directly. And most of what I really wanted was to come back into a state of peace. So I was able to allow these things to move without having to speak about it and just anchor in the peace that was already there. But the thing that I learned and I saw as the most powerful insight, understanding, just foundational shift in my life was that the voice has so much power, and we take it for granted because we use it every single day, and we do not realize the extent of its power, the profundity that it can hold for us, and its higher potential. So I really saw this. I really noticed the absence of what happens to you, even cellularly and biologically, when you're speaking out loud in your life all of the time. Like, I noticed how this changes your state, changes your body, it directs your energy. So without this happening, there was this like, I just noticed that there was energy inside of me that wasn't getting directed through the power of my voice. So I would do it with the power of my intention. But you couldn't, or I couldn't, express my desires to my world, my desires to my reality. And what I realized was that through the power of our voice, our spoken word, we are all the time communicating to our reality the directions that we want it to express via, like the directions for how it is here to manifest for us. So yes, you can do this with your intention. However, the voice is very, very powerful. The voice is, in a lot of ways, the energy that communicates and that shifts things on a frequency level. The voice is a frequency. This universe is all frequency. So the intentional use, the intentional transmission, the intentional direction of your voice is sending out frequencies to the creation for how you want to shape it. So the two things that I particularly saw about the voice were that there's two things that the voice can serve or enforce for you, and related specifically to the version of yourself that you are. Number one, it can anchor you in the version of yourself that you currently are and tie you even more firmly to an old paradigm of self. How would it do that? If you're complaining, if you're talking about your limited stories, if you are commenting and engaging in narratives from your conditioning and not from a place of your heart or from sourcefulness, with respect to your true power, to your true nature, if you're talking from the mind, it's a lot about where you're speaking from when you speak. Where you speak from is what encodes the frequency that is carried through in your voice, and that is what sends the instruction to creation. So you can either enforce who you are now, or your voice can be used as a bridge for you to embody your power, for you to embody your true essence, and for you to embody a next phase of who you are here to be. Side contemplation for you guys. Think about it. Think about your voice. Think about your expression, the expression of your energy. How can the expression of your energy be a conduit for the next version of self that you are stepping into? For the version of self that you can feel is just on the other side of the veil and wants to emerge. Think about it. Our expression is one of the most profound and significant carriers for the next level of embodiment, the next level of integration, of activation. So this is what I saw. You can use your voice to anchor you in an outdated paradigm in the conditioned self, or you can speak from your heart, speak from the emerging vision, speak from your power, your light, your true essence. Speak from the version of yourself that you know that you are choosing to embody more of right now. And that is going to use the voice to be the conduit for this emerging version of yourself. Okay, so the second thing that I really, really saw was that the voice is the bridge between the non-physical and the physical world, the realm of the spiritual. The voice is the bridge that the spirit takes into matter. The voice is the bridge that the non-physical essence takes so that it can express as form. We express our feelings, our intuitions, our thoughts, the vision that we see for a transformed planet, for the awakening, for your calling, for your dream. We express that. All of these things are energies that exist non-physically until we choose to channel them through with our voice and carry them over the bridge into the physical. And when we speak it, we command our creation with our instructions. And this is our decree for our reality. So the voice is that bridge from one realm to the other. It is the bridge. So remember, when you are using your voice, you are choosing to bring things over the bridge from the non-physical to the physical. And what are you choosing to bring into manifestation, into creation? It's huge. It's really, really huge. And I absolutely recommend playing with this and experimenting with this. Sorry, I have a call. I just need to go in a second. Experiment with this. I have the last session of my amazing group and we start in 10 minutes. That's what I have to go to. Think about it, guys. So one of the things that I often give my group is I invite them to speak out loud the things that they are wanting to shift, the things that they want to decree. And I obviously invite a lot of space to share and to express. And, you know, if you're expressing what's happening for you and what you want to shift, what you want to alchemize, but you're doing it from a place that wishes to transform it, that is not really the same as anchoring in it and solidifying that conditioned self even more. Okay, so there is a nuance there. So, what I learned through 40 Days of Silence was that the voice is one of the most powerful things. And the funny thing was that one of my intentions for the 40 Days of Silence was to come into a new phase of sharing my soul's work and what it is that I offer to the world. And this was connected to the voice, the channel, expression. And I did not expect that to be the thing that I saw so clearly and learned so deeply from 40 Days of Silence. But it makes perfect sense. It is through the polarity that we learn about these things. It is through absence, it is through the interruption of the pattern that we can see it on a deep level. And the voice and your expression of your energy really is a mirror for the way that your spirit is able to come through into expression and into creation through this form. And there are so many blocks and distortions that we have connected to our voice and connected to our ability to express. So naturally, it is actually an area of profound, profound transformation. So it makes perfect sense that this is a huge foundation for my work, and that was what was guided for me. And to be honest with you, this has been one of my own biggest areas of development and focus over the years. And it really leaning into it, exploring it, looking at it as a mirror can really help you to activate more of who you are here to be. It is a powerful tool, a powerful gift, and it is one of the most important ones that you have. And looking into it as a mirror, as a tool, as a gift will help you see how you can use it to activate, to embody, and to really express this emerging version of you. Okay, guys, I have to go to my call, but I would love to know how you guys find that. Share some of your thoughts. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. Sending you all so much love. Bye.